first things you should know when using Microsoft Word is the version that you're using. You can find that version by coming to the Word pull-down menu, choose About Microsoft Word, and this will give you all the information that you need. I'm using the latest version of Microsoft Word for Mac, which is part of the Microsoft 365 subscription. There's also an Office 365 subscription. Those two have the most features. Word 2016 and Word 2019 have similar features, but not quite as many. In these newest versions of Microsoft Word, the top feature is this Tell Me What You Want to Do option. You can find it in the top toolbar here with the little light bulb next to it. Just click on it, tell me what you want to do, and it's a great search feature to find options of different ways to manipulate the font, add tables, pictures. There's a lot of options available. When I'm starting with a new piece of software or a new application, I like to play around with it, find out what I can learn, and that's the best thing that you can do, particularly using a word processor like Microsoft Word. In the newer versions, you have this great option to be able to put a little bit of code in to help you get started to experiment. You use the equal sign, RAND, parentheses, and I'm going to put a 4, 5. What that means there is this is going to randomly generate 4 paragraphs with 5 sentences in each paragraph as soon as I hit the return button. So I'm going to hit it now, and there they are. They popped these paragraphs in, so I can go ahead and start playing around and making this look the way I want to and experiment with all of the options that are available to me using Microsoft Word. You know that you can select words, sentences, and paragraphs by clicking and dragging, but sometimes you want to squeeze that choice into a very small space. There are several shortcuts you can use. A double click will select one word. A triple click will select an entire paragraph, and you can see that that paragraph ends there. I'm going to use that to help me put a space in between those paragraphs. And then a control click within a sentence will select just that sentence. Focus mode allows you to focus on the content and not on the user interface. Gets rid of a lot of the background noise and makes it easier for you to focus on what you are typing. You can get to focus mode by choosing the View menu and then click on Focus. And you can see it eliminates the toolbar, gives you this background, and just cleans everything up. To get out of focus mode, you can use the Escape key, or you can just move your mouse back up to the top and choose Exit or Focus again. When you're in focus mode, you also have the option of changing the background, making it look a little different. Quickly increase or decrease selected text by using Control, Shift, greater sign, or lesser sign. I'm going to double click to select this word. Then I'm going to hold down the Control, Shift, greater sign, and then Control, Shift, lesser sign to change the size of that font. Quickly delete entire words using the shortcut with the Control key. I'm going to double click to select a word, hold the Control key down, and then hit the Delete key, and you can see it will delete one entire word at a time. You can quickly insert a link to a website, an email address, or even to another spot within your document by highlighting the word, using the keyboard shortcut Control K, and then you have this insert hyperlink box that pops up where you can see the text that has been selected. You can choose whether you want to enter an email address, a website, or take the user to a different place within your own document just by putting the text here in this box. One of the newer, more powerful features in the latest versions of Microsoft Word is the ability to actually edit a PDF file. You can do that by going to File, choose Open, find the PDF that you would like to use, open it up. You can see you get a message that Word is converting that, and now I can go ahead and come in here and I can change anything that I like on this PDF and save it as a new Microsoft Word document. Resume Assistant is a fabulous feature in Microsoft Word that actually works with LinkedIn. So if you have a LinkedIn account, this is particularly helpful. You get to that feature by choosing the review option and then coming over here to the far right and choose Resume Assistant. You'll see information about LinkedIn will automatically populate. This is connected to my LinkedIn account. I have information in there that says that I'm interested in doing work in information technology. So I have options here that pop up. I have jobs that I can look at. I also have options for examples of types of resume that are appropriate for that field. I can quickly translate part or all of my document to another language using the features built into Microsoft Word. To get to that translation, I need to be on the Review tab, and then I need to choose Translate. I can choose Translate a selection or the entire document. I'm going to choose Translate Selection, and then I'm going to come in Highlight and choose this paragraph. Starts off with English as the first language there, and then it will do a conversion to one of many languages here, and you can go ahead and choose whatever that is, and then you can even insert that paragraph back into your document. I have some text here that I've copied from a web page, and I may want to use it in this document, but it has all kinds of formatting that is more appropriate for a website than for use on this particular document. To quickly eliminate that formatting, I can highlight the text that I would like to change. I hold down the Control key and then the space bar, and then that removes all of the formatting that was associated with that block of text and transfers that all to the default font and font size that I'm currently using. You can see it again. If I click and drag all of this here, Control space, and now it's all formatted more appropriately for this document. We looked at removing formatting from text that I copied from a website. How about using the format brush to copy formatting from one piece of text to another? To do that, you simply choose the text that you want to copy the formatting from. This will only copy the formatting. It won't copy the text. If you're in Excel, it won't copy any formulas, just the bold, highlight, font, color, things like that. So I've selected this here to copy this formatting. I come up to the toolbar and choose the formatting paintbrush. Now when I move my mouse back to the document, I can see that little paintbrush icon. And wherever I click and drag and select, that is now copying the formatting from this spot to this spot. Perhaps I'd like to do it in multiple places on my document. I'm going to undo that. I can do that using the format brush also by, again, highlighting the formatting that I like. And now I can double click on that formatting brush and click and choose, and I have the option there to pretty much change everything to that particular formatting. You can easily type with your voice now in the latest versions of Microsoft Word by using the Dictate button. You click on that button here in the upper right hand corner of the toolbar, and now when I click here, it will start, there we go, we'll start typing everything that I say, so that I don't have to be a quick typist. I can just be a really fast talker and go ahead and get a lot of information in here very quickly. If you'd like to insert a horizontal line into your document, there's a very cool hack to do that quickly. I'm going to hit the hyphen key 3 times and then the return key, and I have a horizontal line. If I hold shift key down on hyphen and do the underline 3 times, I get that line. If I use the equal sign 3 times, I get a double line. The pound sign will get me that bold line. Here's what I get with the asterisks and with the tilde. So you can go ahead and play around and enter some horizontal lines. The Microsoft Word document that you're looking at may look very different from mine for many different reasons. I'm using Microsoft Word on a Mac. You're probably using it on a PC running Windows. You might have an older version of Microsoft Word, a newer version, different version of Windows. You might have changed the look of your toolbar intentionally or unintentionally. So some things will look very different. One thing that is missing on Microsoft Word for the Mac is the file pull down, or the file click option. You can see I've got home, insert, draw, but I'm missing file, which will show up on your PC version of Microsoft Word. And there are a lot of great options in there you should explore. It's really where you will go and customize and make this version of Microsoft Word work best for you. One of the features that's in there I can quickly find at any time, again by using the Tell Me option, and that one is to password protect a document. So let's say I have this document and I want to email it to somebody, but I want to make sure that it's secure. I can go ahead and do that search and then just add a password in here. I have options to confirm that, and several other options here to really customize that document. I'm going to use the Tell Me How to Do It feature again to help me to change the default font when I'm using my Microsoft Word documents. You can see right now that here this Calibri is the default font at 12 points. I'm going to click here and say default font, and it takes me to font settings, what I'm looking for. I choose that, and it takes just a moment to go ahead and populate that information. And again, here I can see what all of my default settings are. If I want to change it from every time I create a new document to another font, I just go ahead and find the font that I would like to use. I'm going to choose Georgia, and I'm going to make it a little bit larger. And then I'm going to click here on default, and it's going to ask me, do I want to set the default font to Georgia just for this document, or do I want to make it on all documents based on the normal template? I'm going to choose that option, click OK, and now I'm going to close this document. And I'll save it, and then open a new document, and there now I have Georgia at 14 point as my default font size for each new blank document that I create in Microsoft Word. I want to take a look at the home row in Microsoft Word. I am here, home right now. And if I click on it, you can see I just removed all of those shortcuts. Now I only have these buttons to choose where do I want to go next. But I like to see those shortcuts because here your mouse is very helpful. You can see wherever you move your mouse to, you get a little bit of information about what that particular button will do when you choose it. So it's very helpful to go ahead and just scroll along here and see what each of these actions will do. In almost all instances, you'll have to select something before you can actually choose this to make it happen. So in order to change that font to red, I had to go ahead and select it all and then click on this to change the text color. I can click on it again, click on the arrow, change it back to black. But if I just click on it here, nothing's going to happen because I don't have any font until I begin typing. Now from here, we're going to jump over to the Insert tab and see what our options are. There are many, and again, I can just move my mouse over each of these to give me a little bit of information about what that's going to do. You can see I can click here, I can insert a full blank page, a page break, put a cover page in, insert a table, pictures, shapes, icons. I'm going to move down here to the end of my document and just quickly play with the icons. When I click on that, you can see we get some information over here. There's all kinds of stock icons that I can scroll through. I can do a search. I can choose images. These are all royalty-free images that you can use at any time. And then I can click on the arrow here to see what my other options are. I have some stickers in there, some illustrations, and then even these cutout people where I can go ahead and choose that and insert this into my document. And now that person is in there with no background. Those little gray and white boxes show you that they're going to eliminate the background there. So that person is just standing in there as a cutout person. So a lot of features in Insert. You can go ahead and scroll and take a look and see which ones will be helpful for you. Researcher is a powerful tool available to you in newer versions of Microsoft Word. We get there by going to the Reference tab and choose Researcher. I'm going to do a quick search on the Mohonk Mountain House. I do need to be connected to the internet. And now I can see information has populated here. I have some options. I can choose all, books, journals, website, or even just the top hit that comes up. And then I can go ahead and click and drag on some of that text that's in there. And as soon as I let go of the mouse button, I have a pull down menu with two options. The first one being Add and Cite. So if I click on that, you can see that that is now entered into my document and it cites the source for that. So it's a great way to get some information and easily format your paper and have all of the relevant information cited. I can also click on an image and click plus here to add the image to my document, and it puts all of the information, including the link to where that original image was, into my document. Shrink to one page is a great feature available to you. I don't know how often it's happened to you, but it happens to me a lot that I create a document and just a little bit bleeds over into page 2. And you can go around and play with the margins and the font size and make changes. Or you can let Microsoft Word do all of that work for you by just clicking on the layout button and then choosing this option right here, shrink to one page. And now everything that I had in this document has been moved into one page in the document. let Microsoft Word do some Word for you by reading aloud some of the content within your document. You can have it read the entire document or just a section of it by highlighting to get the section, and then choose Review and Read Aloud.
Word provides header, footer, cover page, and text box designs that complement each other. For example,
you can pause, fast forward, make some other changes, change the reading speed, change the voice. Some great options there to read aloud within your document. The last feature that I'm going to show you today in Microsoft Word is the Immersive Reader. The Immersive Reader is a great tool for anyone who gets easily distracted, for students with learning disabilities. There's a lot available here in my Microsoft Word version for the Mac, but there's even more in the Office 365 for a PC. So we can take a look at the Immersive Reader by going to the View button and click here on Immersive Reader. And you can see it automatically changed all of the font to this very large spacing. So I can go ahead maybe and read through this for easier proofreading. I can change the column width. I can change the page color. The text spacing can be manipulated. I can choose this option here to show the individual syllables, and I can have the text read aloud as we did in the last video. There's even more, as I said, in the version for Windows computers, including focusing right in on one paragraph or even one line. Thanks for joining us today.